Now we shall look at ratio and proportion. All right, so this is the first of these videos for ratios. Now, in case you haven't gone through the lesson, just refer to the lesson at mockat.com and do try out the speed concepts over there. Just click on the link below and register at Mockat in case you haven't done that, and do subscribe to this channel as well. Right, so let's start with the first question here, question 65. Suppose C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5 are 5 companies. The profits made by 3 of them, C1 to C3, are in the ratio 9:10 to 8, while the profits made by C2, C4, C5, right? The connecting or the linking company over here is C2, right, which is present in both the ratios. Looks like I have to merge the two ratios. If C5 has made a profit of 19 crores more than C1, the difference of two of them is given. In actual terms, the total profit made by all 5 companies, sum of all of them, is what I have to find. This is a very straightforward question, right? So C1, C2, C3, and then a C4 and a C5. Let's write them down. And 9 is to 10 is to 8 is given, right? And C2, 4 and 5, 2, 4, 5 is 18, 19, 20. That's 18 over here, 19 over here, and 20 over here, right? Ratios. All of these. This is the connecting term. I'll have to bring it to the same in terms of parts. 90 is the LCM. If you're quick at these, it will be really helpful. Do refer to the factors and remainders lesson under numbers, right, to start doing, so that you're able to do these very quickly. 10 and 18 over here, it's 90 because what's common between them is 2. 9 is not there. Take the 9 and multiply here, you get a 90. To bring it to 90, I have to multiply this with 9. To bring this to 90 over here, I have to multiply it with 5, and that's it. Your ratios have been merged. 9 nines are 81, and then you get a 90 here, and then you get a 72. 5 into 19 is 95. Why do I do that? 5 into 18 is 90. It's the same. So 5 into 19 is 95, and then 100 over here. Now what's given is C5 minus C1 is 19 crores. C5 minus C1, right? What is C5 minus C1? In parts, 100 minus 81, that's 19 parts, is 19 crores, right? So one part is 1 crore, as simple as that. What is the sum of all of them? Profit of all 5 companies. It's simply the sum of C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. 100 plus 95 plus 90 is going to be 285, right? 285 plus an 81 is 366, plus a 72 is going to come to 438, right? 438 over here is going to be that many crore rupees. So the answer over here is option 1. Okay, let's look at the next one. A stall sells popcorn and chips in packets of 3 sizes, large, super, and jumbo. The number of large, super, and jumbo packets in its stock are in the ratio 7:17:6 for popcorn. Okay, fine. Popcorn and chips are sold in these sizes. So for popcorn, it's in the ratio of 7:17:6 for the packets over there, and 6:15:14 for chips, the other item, right? And both of them, it's given for in terms of the sizes, right? Packet sizes, 3 different sizes which are there for each item. 2 ratios are given over here. If the total number of popcorn packets in its stock is the same as that of chips packets, right? The totals are the same. Then the number of jumbo popcorn packets and jumbo chips packets are in the ratio of what, right? Just carefully listen to this, and this is the best way to go about a question like this. So write down popcorn over here and write down 7:17:16, and these are for L, S, and J, right? Large, super, and jumbo. Now, what's the total, right? The totals are what are equal. What are the total parts over here? 7 plus 17, that's 24 plus 16, which comes to 40, right? If there are 40 packets in total for popcorn, 7 of them are large, 17 are super, and so on, right? We know how ratios work. Now, what about chips? How does it work for chips over here? Chips is in the ratio of 6:15:14. Add up and you get a 21 plus 14 comes to 35. If there are 35 packets, then this is the split. But when it comes to ratios, I don't want to use variables like 7x, 17x, 16x, and 40x, and 35y and equate the two, find the ratio of x and y. It's a painful affair. You need to understand this. All you need to do over here is you can always multiply and make them bigger, scale them up, right, to a term which are going to make it equal, right? I know that the total packets are equal for both. I don't want to look at it as 35 and 40. What's the LCM? 35 and 40 have a 5 in them common. 7 is not there in 40. 7 into 40 is going to give us 280. And how do I get 280 over here? 8 is not over here. So into 8 brings it to 280, right? The bottom ratio into 8 is going to give me a total of 280 parts. The top ratio into 7, each of them is going to give me 280. Now, given that these two are equal, and that's what is given in the question, that's it. We know what to do. So this is into 7 and here into 8. Whatever you're getting over here, the two values, that ratio is what is asked. We need to find the ratio of the number of jumbos, right? The jumbo popcorn to jumbo chips. So 16 into 7 is to 14 into 8. That's it. So simplify, you get a 2, 2 sevens are 14, 14 is to 14 is nothing but 1 is to 1. And that's it. Option 1 is the answer for this question. If A, B, C are three positive integers, it's that A and B are in the ratio 3 is to 4, while B and C are in the ratio 2 is to 1. Then which one of the following is a possible value, right? They're saying possible over here. They're not saying definitely. Then we know what to do. We need to merge the two ratios. 3 is to 4 over here. The next one is going to be 2 is to 1, right? What's the connecting term? That's B. I can bring this to 4. How do I do that? This into 2. So I get 3 is to 4 as it is. When I multiply this with 2, I get 4 is to 2, right? So 3 is to 4 is to 2 is the connect. Now A plus B plus C, which of these is a possible value of A plus B plus C? I know the sum of them total is going to be how many parts? 9 parts over here. So I need a 9 multiple. In case you're wondering why, you can use a variable to better understand, but in the exam you don't need to do this. The actual values are 3x, 4x and 2x if the ratio is 3 is to 4 is to 2, which means the total parts is 9x, the sum of these. Total is 9x and I know they're all three positive integers. If all of them are positive integers, 9x is also a positive integer. So x has to be an integer over here, such a way that the total over here therefore then becomes a 9 multiple. 9 times some integer, it's a 9 multiple. How many of these are 9 multiples? For 9 multiples or divisibility by 9, we know sum of digits is what we have to use, right? Divisibility lesson under numbers, right? So sum of digits over here, 2 plus 0 plus 1 is 3, it's not divisible by 9. Sum is 7, not divisible by 9. Sum is 9, multiple of 9. The other is not. Answer is option 3, 207. That's a possible answer because it has to be a 9 multiple and that's the only 9 multiple here. Consider three mixtures, the first having water and liquid A in the ratio 1 is to 2, the second having water and liquid B in the ratio 1 is to 3, and the third having water and liquid C in the ratio 1 is to 4. So water is there everywhere, and then there's some liquid A, liquid B or liquid C. Fine. Now these three mixtures of A, B and C respectively are further mixed in the proportion 4 is to 3 is to 2. Okay, 4 is to 3 is to 2. Then the resulting mixture has what, right? Now they're all in ratio terms and we don't need to find any absolute value. The question is also in relative terms. So I can assume a value or substitute and continue. What do I assume a value for? What I'm going to take is the quantity over here. Do I take 400, 300 and 200? What happens if I take 400? 400 has to be split in the ratio 1 is to 2, right? This is the quantity, but the ratio of water and liquid in the first one is 1 is to 2. It's not divisible by 3. So first step is for us to note down what these items should be multiples of, right? Sum of the parts 1 plus 2, that's 3. I need this to be a multiple of 3, each item. Next, 1 is to 3 over here, total is 4 parts. The second item should be a multiple of 4. I want it to be a multiple of 4. The third one, 1 plus 4 is 5. I want this to be a multiple of 5. That's it. 3 into 4 into 5, right? 20 into 3. I want them to be 60 multiples. If all of them I multiply with 60 and assume them to be the values, then I can easily split them in the ratio 1 is to 1 is 3 and 1 is to 4. Let's see how, right? So 60 over here, I multiply with these 4, 3 and 2, right? The totals are then going to become 4 into 60, 240 for the first mixture. Then 3 into 60, 180 over here for the next mixture, and 2 into 60, 120 for the third mixture. The first mixture is water and liquid A, right? And what ratio is that? 1 is to 2. How do I split it as 1 is to 2? 80 and 160, right? 1/3 is 80, the rest is here. Next is water and B in the ratio 1 is to 3. 1:3, total of 4 parts. 1/4 is 45. The remaining 135 is going to go here. And the third one, 1:4 ratio for this. 1/5, right? Total of 5 parts. 1/5 is 24 over here. The remaining is liquid C, which is 96. That's it. What are the totals we get over here? For water is going to be 104 plus 45, which comes to 149. This is 160, 135, and 96. The first two options are the same amount of water and liquid B do we have? No. Next, the same amounts of liquids B and C. All four are different. Can't be the answers. More water than liquid B. Is there more water than liquid B? Yes, correct. Is there more water than liquid A? No, there's not, right? So option 3 therefore is the answer. A quick look once again. What did I do over here? Why did I take up 3, 4 and 5, right? The total 3 parts, I'm going to assume values. I want to assume values in such a way that I can split them in the ratio 1:2, for which this should be a 3 multiple, which is not. So I need to multiply this entire thing with 3. Next one has to be a 4 multiple, which it is not. Multiply with a 4. And then the last one should be a multiple of 5. So bring it in. Once you do that, you're taking the easiest set of values, which you can then split in terms of integers and then simply add them up and compare. Raju and Lalita originally had marbles in the ratio 4:9. Then Lalita gave some of her marbles to Raju. Okay. As a result, the ratio of the number of marbles with Raju to that of Lalita, that with Lalita became 5:6. So, what fraction of our original number of marbles was given by Lalita to Raju? Now, we have only in terms of ratios, right? And finally, what's asked is also in relative terms. What fraction of her original marbles was given by her? Okay. So, what we can do is R by L, right? Used to be what? Let's say they used to have 4 and 9 marbles initially, right? Let that be the case itself. Let's assume some values, right? R and L initially had 4 and 9 marbles. But what has happened right now? Lalita has given some of her marbles. How many did she give out? Let's say X marbles she gave. And who did it come to? Came to Raju. Raju's became 4 plus X therefore. Now this ratio is given to us over here as 5/6, right? Ratio of the number of marbles now with Raju to that of Lalita is 5:6. That's it. Cross multiply. 24 plus 6x equals 45 minus 5x. Bring that here and you get 11x equals, take the 24 and you get a 21, x equals 21 by 11. Now 21 by 11 marbles was what was given out. Now what fraction of her original marbles? L initially had 9. Of 9, how much was given by her to Raju? That is x, which is 21 by 11 was what was given out, which is nothing but 21 by 99. You divide by 3 and you get a 7 by 33. And that becomes the answer for this question. The strength of salt solution is P% if 100 ml of the solution contains P grams of salt. If 3 salt solutions A, B and C are mixed in proportion 1:2:3, then the resulting solution has strength 20%. Okay. Um, do we know A, B and C what percentages they are? We don't know. Let's take them as small a, small b, small c. Right? Let it be A%, B% and C%. If I'm taking 1 unit of this, right, and 2 units of the next and 3 of the next, and I'm observing that the combined strength is 20%, that's nothing but weighted average. So 1A plus 2B plus 3C divided by 6, right, sum of the weights equals 20, yeah, which is giving me A plus 2B plus 3C to be 120. Okay. If instead the proportion is 3:2:1, right, 3A is to 3A plus 2B plus C by 6, then the strength is becoming 30%, right, 30. Here I get one more equation, 3A plus 2B plus C equals 180. Very tempting to get rid of a variable, right? 2 equations, 3 variables. We can't solve for it because we have one extra variable, but I can remove one of them. Bottom minus top, right? This gets cancelled and we get 2A minus 2C equals 60, which means A equals, A minus C is 30 or A equals C plus 30, right? We can stop at this. This is all we can get from here. A fourth solution, D is produced by mixing B and C in the ratio 2:7. Now, B and C are being mixed in the ratio 2:7. Let me make some space. Okay, let me write it here. Now, what do we get? 2B plus 7C divided by 9. That's the strength now, right, of this. So what is the ratio of the strength of D, which is this 2B plus 7C by 9, the weighted average, to that of A, right, is 2, or which also means divided by, what is it, that of A, or we'll just write it as is 2 itself, right, and A over here is known to be C plus 30, right. A is a strength and we know that to be C plus 30. Okay, very good. 9 can be taken there and we can write it as 9 times C plus 30. Now, if I write it in terms of C, I can see if it can be cancelled. That is all we can do. Otherwise, we can't solve for it. We need one more equation otherwise. What is B in terms of C, right? How do I get that? Into the this equation over here, let's substitute A as C plus 30. So if A is C plus 30, what do we get over here? C plus 30 plus 3C, which is 4C plus 30 plus 2B equals 120. And I need to write B in terms of C. So B equals, take the 30 there, becomes a 90. 90 minus 4C divided by 2, which is 45 minus 2C. Now this B equals 45 minus 2C can be substituted over here, right? 2 times 45 minus 2C is 90 minus 4C plus a 7C. No divided by 9 because I've taken it here, taken it to the other side. 90 minus 4C plus 7C is 90 plus 3C, which is 3 times C plus 30. So 9 times C plus 30. C plus 30 is cancelled. We get 3:9, which is nothing but 1:3. So the answer is option 1 here. The scores of Amal and Bimal in an examination are in the ratio 11:14. After an appeal, the scores increase by the same amount and their new scores are in the ratio 47:56. The ratio of Bimal's new score to that of his original score. Bimal's new score to Bimal's original score. How do we do this? 11:14 is becoming 47:56. But these don't seem to be too complicated, right? I will try a bit of trial and error, right, in the exam and see as to what I'm getting and then take a call on how to proceed. And in fact, this is a slot which I did and this is how I went about this question. A quick trial and error because I can multiply quickly. So 22 and 28. And from there, if I'm getting to 47 and 56, that's a plus 25. And this over here is a plus 28. It's not helping. These two have to be equal. So the next set, 33 and 42. And if you're getting a 47, 56, right, this is a plus 14 here, right, correct? This is also a plus 14. Both are equal and that's what is given. Same amount. Ratio of Bimal's new score to that of original. Bimal's new to that of original score, 56:42. 14 multiples. The answer over here is 4:3. Now, in case this is not very clear, just rewind and watch this part again and see if you can get a hang of this. If not, you can always go in for the tried and tested approach, right? So let the scores over here be 11A and 14A. Now, each of them are going to be increased by X. And what do we get over here? We get 47/56. Cross multiply 56 into 11, 560 plus 56, 616A plus 56X equals 47 into 14. Can use the calculator. 50 into 14 is 700 minus 42, which is going to be 658A plus 47X. Take the 47 there, you get a 9X equals, bring this here, and we get a 42A. X equals 42 is 14 into 3. So you get 14/3A. Okay, so we found the X. We know 14A, which is the old score. Ratio of Bimal's new score. New score is going to be 14A plus 14/3A. 14A plus 14/3A is to old score, which is 14A itself. I can take a 14 common and cancel. In fact, 14A common and cancel. If I take a 14A common, I get 1 plus 1/3 is to 14A. That's cancelled. So what do we get here? 1 plus 1 by 3 is 4 by 3 is to 1, which is the same as 4 is to 3. We can cross multiply. Once again, we get the answer as option 3. But the other approach, substitution, it might or might not work, right? And if it does, you can quickly answer. The reasons for going for that is to understand that, these numbers, although they look to be difficult, the options look to be a little simple. So there could be a direct connect over there. And at times it doesn't, right? So don't keep persisting with that. Switch to this and start solving. The salaries of Ramesh, Ganesh, and Rajesh were in the ratio 6 is to 5 is to 7 in 2010, and in the ratio 3 is 4 is to 3 in 2015. Right? Two ratios given over here. If Ramesh's salary increased by 25% during 2010 to 15, then the percentage increase, right? Everything is in relative terms. This time around, there is a connect being given for the 6 parts and this 3 parts over here. There is a connect given over here that there is a 25% increase, and 25% is a very friendly percentage, which is a 1/4 increase. Now 6, if I increase by 1/4, it's going to become 7.5, right? So I don't want that. I don't want decimals. So to keep it as an integer, I'd bring this to a 4 multiple first. So we can do it this way. 2010, we have Ramesh, Ganesh, and Rajesh, right? And let's double this to bring a 4 multiple over here. To double this, what am I going to get? 12 is to 10 is to 14. That's 6 is to 5 is to 7. Perfectly fine, right? Now what's happening over here? Ramesh part is going to be increasing by 25%, that is given to us. So if I increase this by 1/4, 25% is nothing but 1/4. 1/4 of 12 is 3. If I add 3 to this, I'm getting 15, right? Don't waste time with steps and all of that. I have to increase this by 1/4. 1/4 of 12 is 3. Add 3 to 12, it becomes 15, right? 2015 over here. What's that going to be? If this is 15 parts, I have another ratio given to me over here. 3 is to 4 is to 3. How do I get 15 from 3 into 5? Multiply this entire ratio with 5, and you're going to get 15 is to 20 is to 15. Right? That's what we're getting. 3 is to 4 is to 3. That's it. We formed the connect. These should be your, not just your ratios, but your absolute value terms. If this was 12, these are 10, 14. And if this was 12, this becomes 15 and 20 and 15. We need to find the percentage increase in Rajesh salary, the last person over here. What's the percentage increase in the salary? That is 1 by 14, right? There's a 1 increase compared to the earlier salary of 14. So 1 by 14 as a percentage is what? 1 by 7 we know is 14.28%. Divide by 2 and you get a 7.14%. And the closest over here is option 1, 7. And that's the answer for this question.